Hello, beautiful lady, handsome guy. Welcome back to today's video. Thank you so much for your love, for your support, for the thumbs ups, the comments, the sharing. Tessie appreciate. And if you are coming across this channel for the first time, you are highly welcome. Kindly watch this video to the end. Give it a big thumbs up, drop a beautiful comment, and don't forget to subscribe. You are welcome once again. So in today's video, I'll be talking on asthma, okay? So let's dive into the video. Asthma is a long-term condition, okay? It's not something that can just occur and stop. It's a life-threatening condition. So it affects children. It also affects adults, okay? So due to the inflammation and tightening of the muscles around the small airways, that is the bronchi and the bronchus, the air passages in the lungs, they become what? They become narrow, causing asthma symptoms. So what are the causes of asthma? Asthma is genetic, which means if a close relative should have asthma, like the mother or the father, there is tendency for the children to have asthma, either all of the children or some of them, okay? That is for the genetic factor. People with allergic conditions like eczema, okay, they are also more likely to have asthma. So that is another point that can cause asthma. So events in early life, okay, they affect the developing lungs and they can increase the risk of asthma. So example of such events in early life include exposure to smoke. So when kids are very small, like from birth to, let's say, 1 year, that is the first 1 year of a child, do your best not to expose that child to smoke and dust, such as traveling with a newborn baby. It's true that there are some things that are unavoidable, but if there's a way you can avoid exposing a child to smoke, pollution, do your best to protect that child at that early stages. And if you are living in a dusty environment, after watching this video, you know that it's not good to take that chances, okay? Because their lungs, they are still developing. So do your best to always protect these kids when they are tender. So another thing is pollution, low birth weight. A child with low birth weight, there is tendency for that child to develop asthma as time goes on. So during pregnancy, don't joke with your pregnancy period. Do everything to stay healthy, eat the right meal, so that at the end your child will not be underweight. Then preterm babies too, okay, they have tendency of developing asthma later in life. So if there's anything that can make you to carry your pregnancy to full term, it is very perfect. And then if there are conditions too that best known to you and your doctor, they know the right thing to do, okay, there is no problem. Then viral respiratory infections too can be one of the other causes of this asthma. So another thing is excess weight and obesity, both in children and adults, okay? All these, they are considered risk factors for asthma. So what are the symptoms? What are the things that when someone presents with, you know that this person might have asthma? The first one is cough, okay? People with asthma, they always cough, especially during the cold weather. They always cough, for a very length of time, non-stop, okay? Some of them, it is dry cough. Some of them, they produce mucus. Then another symptom of asthma is wheezing. That is when someone is breathing, you can be hearing some sound, okay? So that is another symptom that someone has asthma. Then there is shortness of breath, okay, because this asthma is affecting the lungs. So when the person is breathing, the person will be struggling to breathe in oxygen. So that's another symptom. And there is chest tightness. All these points I mentioned are symptoms of asthma. So things that can trigger asthmas, okay, they include dust. Yeah, when asthmatic patients inhale dust, it's used to trigger this asthma attack in them. Smoke too do affect them. Then fumes from vehicles trigger asthma too. Then changes in weather, like I said before, during cold weather, it seems to worsen in some people. Then animal form, like people that have animal pets in the house, doll, all those things. Some of them, some people with asthma, when they are playing with all these animal fur, it used to trigger this asthma attack in them. Then animal feathers too can also trigger it. There are some soap that has strong fragrance, perfumes, okay. All these things, they can trigger asthma in asthmatic patients. Then cold too can also trigger asthma. Although these triggers, they differ from person to person, okay. It's not like what triggers a particular asthmatic patient is what will exactly trigger the other person. There are some people that what triggers their own is cold. There are some is when they are exposed to dust. That is when they have the asthmatic attack. So for an asthmatic patient, it's good to know what triggers your own attack, so that you do best to always avoid it. So what are the treatments or managements of this asthma? The truth is that asthma is not really curable, okay, but it can be managed well. Once it is managed well, the patient can live his or her normal life, very active and without even having issues. So asthma is non-communicable, which means that you cannot get it easily from someone, okay? So if you are this person that have been scared of, being close to someone that is asthmatic, thinking that you contact this thing by rendering help, is not a communicable disease, okay? So always be of help when you see someone that is asthmatic, that is under attack. Always do your best to rescue the person, okay? So there are some inhaled medication that can control those asthmatic symptoms, and also allow people with asthma to live their normal life, okay? So some people with asthma may not have any symptoms, okay? So they are just asymptomatic. They don't display any signs or symptoms, but they have asthma. Some people are like that. So some might even have that asthma only during viral infection, like when they have cold, okay, or when they're exercising. That is when they will notice the asthmatic attack. So if you have any of these symptoms I mentioned earlier on, don't take too much time to see your doctor as soon as possible, okay? And if you also have a friend around you with one or two symptoms I mentioned, advise the person to see a medical doctor, because they always confuse it with normal cold or influenza. So these are the points I have for asthma. If you have watched this video up to this point, I really appreciate your time. It's not being taken for granted. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video. Bye for now.